Welcome, everybody. How's your Wednesday going? Feel free to say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from. Let us know if it is just as snowy where you are, if it is as where I am. If this is your first time with me, my name is Jacqui Mancuso. I'm joining you guys from Northern Illinois, and we're having a snowstorm. And this time I don't really mind. I think it's because I know it's already spring and this is all going to melt in 2 days, so it's not as soul draining as it is when it's cold during the winter. Yeah, very, very interesting. Jackie says, greetings, lovelies. Happy Wednesday, Christine. Hi, Catherine. Hello. I want to say this right. Julia. Did I say that right? Julia. Hello, Lucy. Rain here in England. Snow. Bonnie doesn't have it yet. All right, so it's coming your way. Lori, hello, everyone from a wet, snowy southern Wisconsin. Jackie, you want it to stick and nothing's sticking. We have maybe like a 1/4 inch on the grass, but it's thick snow, like it's coming down fat. Patty, hi from rainy New Jersey. It's been raining for 3 days. Yeah, it was raining here too for a couple days. I think we had like 2 or 3 days of rain and then the temperatures just dropped, so now it's snowing. An interesting, we have a bunch of Pisces stuff going on. Pisces is mutable water, and here's all this precipitation coming down from the sky. Tam, good morning from Minnesota. Christine, no snow, just lots of rain. Would love some of that snow. Christine, maybe we could just switch houses. Tozy, hello from warm Texas. I'm a little bit jealous, but enjoy it. Jennifer, good morning. Are you feeling better? Nice to see you, Jen. Becky, good morning. Rebecca, hey, wet Wednesday here in Maryland. Awesome, welcome. Mimi, hello from me and my afternoon cappuccino, lovely. Greg, good morning. Greg says good morning to Gemma. You can see Piston's butt right down here. He's on the floor today. Lisa, good morning. Clocks went forward in England this weekend, so I get to join your live again. Awesome, Lisa. Hello, Nancy. Raining in upstate western New York. A lot of precipitation coming down these days. Nikki, good morning from Sunshine, Florida. Jackie from Georgia. It's chilly, but not like that. 57. 57 is chilly for me. Barefoot, hi from wet and cold UK. Ellen, hello from a cool and sunny Central West Texas. Awesome. Greg, no snow in Rochester for you. Natalie, hello from the rainy Hamptons. Welcome, Natalie. Elizabeth, hello from Chicago. Nancy, you think snow is coming for you guys up there in New York. Amanda, hey there, another Marylander here. Jenny, good afternoon. Snowy in Stockholm, Sweden. Cool. Look, we're all over. Greg, I'll take the rain now if the 8th is clearer. Yeah, right? Let's clear it out now so we can have a better view of the eclipse, right? I want to let you guys know that I've been teasing about my Aries Embody Astrology course. And I submitted it to Insight Timer and we played that game where I had to make some changes, and I got word that it will be posted. They said, what was it? Thursday, April 4th at 4 a.m. UTC, which I think is 10 p.m. Central Time, I believe. So the course should officially be live on Insight Timer by the time you wake up tomorrow, depending on where you are. If you are super excited to learn about Aries energy and learn how to embody it into your life while the sun is shining through Aries, the video course is already available on my Patreon page. So if you want to access that course, you can go into my Insight Timer bio, which is where my link tree is. Everything that I ever talk about is always going to be in my link tree because that's pretty much my website these days. So feel free to find that course there. It helps you get a feel for what energy is available while the sun is shining through Aries. And then I give you a technique so that you can bring that Aries energy into your life so that you can work more in flow with the universe instead of trying to demand your way through life and then getting upset when it's not working because you're out of flow with the stars. So Lucy already did the course. Yes, Lucy accessed it through the link, but it will be available for the public tomorrow. AJ, I'm so excited to check out your course. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, Greg loves that link tree. All right, so today is April 3rd. We're here to talk about a conjunction that's happening today, and this is Venus meeting up with Neptune at 28 degrees of Pisces. So I gave a preview of this last Friday, and last Friday I highlighted all of April astrology. So I gave the preview that this conjunction was all about finding the value in surrender, realizing, oh, that's why I don't want that anymore. That's why I let that go. So absolutely, that may be one of the themes that you see today, this week, but let's break this down a little bit more. So Venus shows us what we value. Venus in Pisces values endings because Pisces is the final sign of the zodiac, and Pisces is linked to endings and to surrender. So Venus is meeting up with Neptune. Neptune is the god of the seas. He is linked to dreams, illusions, imagination, and Neptune helps us dissolve. So this conjunction can appear in your life in a few ways. The one that seems the most abundant for me right now, or I guess in general, the most is finding the value in surrender. This seems the most probable to me because we are in the middle of eclipse season right now. We had a full moon lunar eclipse on March 25th, and that full moon eclipse was asking us to let go of a pattern of behavior that we thought was serving our relationships. And I mean, eclipses, they're not just the day of and then the energy goes away. Eclipses hang out for a while. It takes some time for these big changes to take place in our lives. So this conjunction today might serve as a way to remind yourself that it's worth it, that you did make the right choice by adapting your behavior in your relationships. This Venus-Neptune conjunction can also help you use surrender as a resource, because Venus represents our resources. Neptune in Pisces is all about surrender. So if you are in the part of your cycle, in whatever area of life, this can come out anywhere in your life. If you're in the part of the cycle where you have completely exhausted every effort that you can, you've tried all the different techniques, you've truly done your due diligence, this may be the time that you fall on your knees and you surrender completely to the universe. And you ask for that divine energetic support. Because there's only so much control that we really have in the 3D. There's only so much that we can do in the 3D. And I feel like we've been brainwashed into thinking that we have a lot more control than we really do. But part of our responsibility to create the life of our desires is to leave room for magic to come in and help us, to leave room for the divine to do its part. And you can do so by surrendering control of the situation. So I'm not saying to just give up immediately. I'm not saying that everything you should just ragdoll yourself into the universe 24/7 and say like, oh, well, the divine has a plan for me. It's a co-creation process. So this is applicable if you feel like you're at your wit's end with the situation. If you feel like you have done everything and you just can't get what you want. It's that energy of keeping your energy pushing and pushing and pushing and remaining attached to your desired outcome. If you are resilient on it has to be this way, there's a chance that you're blocking divine intervention to come and help make the situation better than you were hoping. So this Venus-Neptune conjunction today may appear as using surrender as a resource to get to your desired place. So take that if that resonates. If not, leave it. Another way that this may appear in our lives, there's 108 meditators here. Venus shows us what we are attracted to, and Neptune and Pisces, they are linked to surrender, but I was also pulled towards their theme of escapism. Neptune and Pisces are all about detaching from this reality. And escapism can come in so many different forms. Most notably, we think about becoming intoxicated as escaping from reality, becoming intoxicated on a variety of substances, whether it be drugs, alcohol, sugar, food. Sometimes meditation can be used as escapism, zoning out to mindless television, engaging in other unhealthy, addictive behaviors, self-gratification, indulging in the endless scroll on TikTok, Instagram, anything that separates you from reality. But we had a chat a few weeks ago where I challenged reality, right? What is reality? It's what you decide it is. But know that today especially, but really this whole week as we were approaching this conjunction, and then it will dissipate for a few days, if you are finding yourself craving detachment from reality, it could be the influence from this Venus-Neptune conjunction. And I want you to ask yourself, is escapism a bad thing? Is there such things as good or bad? Or is everything just as it is? Could it be that now is a divine time to detach and escape momentarily because we're meant to live in moderation? I don't believe this life is meant to be 100% serious and practical and real 100% of the time. And this opinion, guys, is even coming from a Taurus, the sign of practicality. So I'm not condoning unhealthy behaviors, going off the wall. If you've had a hard time coming back to reality after you've used a certain form of escapism, maybe try a different way this time. If you're being pulled to escape, detach from reality, escape through meditation. Escape through playing in the forest, playing in the snow, in the rain, jumping in a puddle today. Escape and detach from your adult life. Escape through journaling your dream life, putting your mindset in this new reality that you really desire. Because sometimes a short vacation from the reality you've created is healthy, right? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. And by detaching from reality, by escaping momentarily, you leave space for divine intervention. You surrender control for a moment. You know what, universe? You take the reins on what I've got going on in the 3D. I'm going to go meditate. I'm going to go visualize my dream reality. You can help me in this part of my life while I'm over here. Lastly, and this sort of relates to this escapism, Neptune is also linked to dreams and ideals. So if Venus is attached, or if Venus is attracted to Neptune's dreamy nature, this would be a wonderful week to begin a manifestation practice. Amanda, I see your question. I'll get to it in just a second. This could be a wonderful week to dream up your desired reality, perhaps visually escaping to it for a few minutes every day. Then next week, we have Mars and Saturn coming together. Mars, the planet of ambition, energy, motivation, meeting up with Saturn, the planet of responsibility. So maybe, just maybe, next week, that will be the energy you need to make a plan to dedicate your energy to creating this dream reality that you've been envisioning all week. Just a thought. So Amanda says, what if we can't find what that happy place is or our dream reality? I hear you. I've been there, and sometimes I still feel like I'm there. What you can do is you can literally go tit for tat, and you can take it one step at a time. You can look at something in your life that's driving you up the wall that you absolutely do not like, and flip it. Ask, okay, well, if it wasn't this way, how would I want it to be? What would I want that to look like? And then you can envision that one dream reality, right? So let's just say you feel like you're overworked and you're working 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, and you don't like it, you don't like it, you don't like it. Cool. How much do you want to work? In your dream reality, let's pretend you got to work 4 hours a day, 4 days a week. Logically, that might not make sense. But here's where we leave room for divine intervention. You never know. So get yourself into that dream of, oh my gosh, now I have these extra 20 hours during the day. What do I do with my time? How do I feel it in my body? How does my energy feel? It feels much more relaxed. So in the beginning of calling in your dream reality, it's easy to have no idea what you want, because you're so focused on what it is that you have. You're so focused on this reality that you've created. And it could have to do, what I've kind of found with myself, is it has to do with what you think you're worthy of, what you think you deserve. Because if you're convinced, I deserve to live this way with these kinds of people in this type of environment, because those nice things, that's for other people. That's for people who deserve it more. If you're feeling that, if you're resonating with any of that, you might want to work with some worthiness affirmations. You might want to work with more self-love, self-acceptance, self-respect. Whole bunch of guided meditations on Insight Timer to help you guys with that as well. April, oh, now I know why I am going to a local hot spring hotel for one night. Love that, April. Enjoy. Detach from your reality, right? Good morning, Debbie. Stephanie came in a little late. Should we not pause manifesting during retrograde? I can see why someone would say that. My gosh. I mean, nothing is good or bad. Nothing is right or wrong, in my opinion. Everything takes us exactly where we're meant to be. If you are dreaming up something brand new right now during retrograde, I mean, work with it, go with it. Your life doesn't have to stop completely because it's Mercury retrograde. It could be that when Mercury stations direct, you're going to tweak it a little bit. But if you believe that nothing is good or bad, which has helped me a lot, even if you do manifest the wrong thing during Mercury retrograde, it's not like it's going to ruin your life, unless you're worried and afraid that it's going to ruin your life. Everything's just an adventure. Everything is just the next turning point. Amanda says, there's so many things I want to learn about that I start them all and never finished. Have you looked up your human design, Amanda? Are you a manifester? Because maybe you're meant to be that way, right? Lucy, Becky, and Catherine, you guys all relate to that. How do I want to say this? When you have your desires, it's not the physical, practical 3D thing that we're necessarily attracted to. It's the way that we think we'll feel when we get to that point. So when you set out on a journey, right? I see Amanda has been looking into Reiki, right? So if you are attracted to Reiki and you say, okay, I'm going to do Reiki, I'm going to do it every day, I'm going to become a Reiki master teacher, I'm going to start teaching people because that's my life purpose. And you engage on that track, and then you realize, okay, I've gotten what I want to get from this. I'm going to go somewhere else now. Even if you only made it through Reiki level 1 and you did a daily practice 6 times, and then you're like, all right, I'm good with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You were pulled in that direction because you were searching for a type of feeling, a type of emotion. And then along the way, you might have realized that it's not necessarily Reiki that you're looking for. It might be the sense of community, the sense of being in a room full of people who also think that energy is real and you don't feel like a psycho. And it's okay to start some things and say, you know what, that has run its course. I'm going to go do this thing now. Life's a journey. Have fun with it. Stephanie, thank goodness, because I have 3 projects I really feel motivated to begin right now. I only had one little mix-up yesterday going with the flow. Love it. Greg, yes, thank you for the reminder too. With Mercury retrograde especially, review, revise, revisit, refine, rewrite, realign. I like that. Excuse me. So, one last note about this Venus-Neptune conjunction. Just like the Sun and Mercury had their conjunction with Neptune, I had this sense that they're getting some sort of instructions. Neptune is saying, okay, for the next year, this is what you're surrendering. This is what you're working on. Because the Sun and Mercury are going to come all the way around the zodiac and they're going to meet up with Neptune in Pisces one last time before Neptune moves on to Aries. The same thing is happening with Venus. I checked all the dates today. I checked all the degrees. Neptune he's going to enter Aries next March. He'll have a retrograde back into Pisces and then move forward again, but there's no more conjunctions. Next March is the last time the Sun, Mercury, and Venus will meet up with Neptune in Pisces, in his own sign of Pisces. So I've been feeling this like year of surrender, year of detachment, year of like letting everything go, so that when Neptune moves into Aries and he's out of his own sign, we have a different jumping off point. So I want to ask the cards, what message does Neptune have for Venus that he wants her to focus on for the next year? Lisa, my son has decided he hates what he is studying at college and wants to change. He said he feels like he's wasted a year. I told him not at all, because in that time, different opportunities have come up and he has worked out what he wants to do now. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's difficult because it feels regretful. It does feel like we've wasted time because now I realize I want something different. But at the time you wanted that thing, so you went for that thing. And now you want something different, and that's cool. Go down that path until it doesn't feel good anymore. Then you can go down a new path. Life isn't about pinpointing and staying attached. If you tried to do that, you would drive yourself nuts. In my opinion. This is all my opinion, guys. But I will say, I've been living this way for a few years, and I am happier now than I've ever been in my life. I am more free now than I have ever been in my life, because it's not that I don't want anything. There are things that I want, but I've come to the realization that it's not the thing that I want, it's the feeling that I hope I'll get from the thing. So the more you focus on feeling that way and finding those feelings as you're journeying, you have less attachment to the thing. All right, so I want to use the Healing Waters Oracle to ask, what message does Neptune have for Venus? Yes, Suzanne, Mercury retrograde started Monday evening because yesterday was full of a bunch of minor mishaps. There was also something, hang on, let me reference my calendar page from the garbage yesterday. The moon clashed with Chiron yesterday. So yesterday the moon was in Capricorn and it squared Chiron in Aries. I had a pretty emotional day yesterday. Oh, I love my husband to bits. Last night ended with me just crying on the couch about everything, and he was sitting there like, I don't know what to do, but okay. Yeah, Chiron, the wounded healer, in the sign of Aries, the sign of the self. And then our emotions were clashing with that. Like, man, I don't want to heal this part of me. I was like coming up with all these things that need to be healed now. And I'm like, I'm not ready to heal it. This is so hard. So yeah, you're not alone, Suzanne. It's a bunch of stuff. April, yes, this is how I journey. This is how I journeyed this business I developed. And it's based on music and emotion. Love it. Yeah, Greg, it didn't start until Monday evening. I think it was like 9 p.m. for you. Venus and Neptune are both conjunct your Chiron, Suzanne. All right, maybe do a little bit of Chiron research today and see what comes up, because that could probably answer a lot of your questions. I'll repeat it again, Chanel. Elizabeth wept for hours yesterday. Janice had a huge release. Jenny, that makes so much sense with what happened to you last night with the Aries moon. Yeah, you were having a moon square your moon. Rebecca had an emotional day. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad to know it's just me. See what authenticity does, guys? If I was embarrassed that I cried all day, we wouldn't have made this connection. I didn't cry all day. It was just for like an hour at the end of the night. All right, so we're asking the Healing Waters Oracle, what message does Neptune have for Venus? What message is Neptune going to send Venus off with while she goes around the zodiac? She's going to meet up with Neptune one more time next year. I don't think she's going to go all the way around. I think she's going to come forward and then do a retrograde. But don't quote me. What message does Neptune have for Venus? I always do group readings, so feel free to send your energy into this deck, connecting with whatever highest energy of whatever you work with. What message does Neptune have for Venus? This is a group reading. I don't know if I mentioned that yet, but I always allow 3 cards to fall out of the deck for us. And all 3 cards have something for you. That's my intention. This whole reading is for all of us. However, I'm going to show you the backs of the cards just so that you can use your intuition to see if any card feels a little bit different than the others, or maybe 2 of them feel a little bit different, or maybe something changes in your physical environment when I hold up a certain card. Intuition can work so many different ways. Trust it. Don't second guess it. Go with it. If you feel nothing change, if you feel no connection, your intuition is not broken. It just means that the whole reading holds an equal amount of importance for you. If 1 card or 2 cards pull out for you, it might just be that those cards have a deeper meaning or a more profound meaning for you. So I will show you the backs of the cards and then let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you. What message does Neptune have for Venus? And I just want to clarify this too. I know I'm talking about the planets that are out there. Everything is inside of us. Everything is a metaphor. So the Neptune part of you, what message does the Neptune part of you have for the Venus part of you? I'll just put that out there right now. Here's the back of card number 1. The back of card number 2. And the back of card number 3. Let us know in the chat which cards are resonating with you, and I will show them one more time. The back of card number 1, the back of card number 2, and the back of card number 3. That's my biggest boy. He's a Pisces, February 27th. It's Piston. He has a Sagittarius moon. I've pulled up all of my dog's charts without the time of birth because I don't know that. Thank you so much, Rochelle, for your donation. That's very sweet of you. All right, Jackie 3, Lori 2, Lucy 2, Rochelle 1 and 2, April 2 and 3, Jennifer all 3, April 2 and 3, Dee 1, Lisa 1, Patty 2 and 3, Kelly 2 and 3. Mimi 1, Steve 2 and 3, Christine 2 and 3, Goddess 2, Julia 2 and 3, Sharon 2 and 3, Michelle Mybelle 3, Rochelle 1 and 2, Michelle 1 and 2, Michelle 1 and 3, Ellen 2 and 3, Greg 1 and 3 for me, Suzanne 3, then 1, then 2, Sarah 2, Lori also 1, Michelle 3, Tara 3, Patsy loves my dogs, me too, Michelle Mybelle now 2 and 3, Nancy 2 and 3, Violet 2, my milk for my coffee overflowed at 2. Interesting, just keep in mind this is a water deck, overflowing. I don't know what the message is going to be, but... Bonnie, there's an X in the upper corner of my viewing screen. When you held them up, the X was on 1 and 2, but not 3. It's 3 for me. I like that, Bonnie. See? That's a great way of using your intuition. Jenny, 3 makes me seasick, so that one. Chantel, 1 and 3. April, he's about 100 pounds. Piston showed up on 3, so I'll go with 3 as well. Shauna, 3. Rebecca, 2 and 3. Christine chose 3. Lots of Michelles. I do attract a lot of Michelles, and I attract a lot of Jackies. Trying to think if there's any other names that are coming to mind right now. There are a few Patties that hang out here. I love that he's watching you. He's one of like my spirit protectors or whatever. I don't even know how to say it. It's a very, very special relationship that he and I have. Becky, Rebecca, Becca, yeah, a lot of those. All right, guys, what message does Neptune have for Venus? Card number 1 brings us water codes. Ancient wisdom, the intelligence is within you. Water has been long associated with wisdom. Celtic legend says that the goddess, I'm going to say this wrong, Cerridwen, Cerridwen. This goddess had a magic cauldron in which she brewed herbs, and that anyone who drank from these waters would acquire great wisdom. Bridget is another Celtic goddess associated with water, particularly water wells, many of which were named in her honor. Even today, there's a huge shrine to her at Glastonbury's White Springs. It was once believed that the future king of the land had to drink Bridget's well waters to be initiated into his rule. Oh gosh. Masaru Emoto. Oh yeah, Masaru Emoto proposed that water molecules can carry our thoughts, words, and emotions. This theory has the potential to change so much for humanity. Some believe that through connecting with water consciousness, we can unlock lost wisdom. What if we could remember the lost wisdom of our ancient ancestors, learn from their mistakes, and reconnect to those wise ones who lived in deep reverence to the waters and the earth? What if through working with water, we could bring about healing on this water planet? You are an ancestor of times to come, called to reconnect with the wisdom of nature and the waters and be guided accordingly. You are a visionary of these times. Connect to the intelligence of the waters and lead. This card has an activation. It's like a mantra. It's 3 sentences. I'm ready to unlock the lost wisdom within the waters of the world. I'm ready to unlock the lost wisdom within the waters of myself. I'm ready to remember and to be led. So what message does Neptune have for Venus? I feel like this is telling us to work with water for some time coming up, to remember that water is what connects us all. I've talked about this theory before that, what's her name? Veda Austin. She works with all of this water God consciousness. And her theory essentially is that water is God. Water is the invisible force that connects us all. Because when we think about water, we think about right? Liquid water. But what happens after it rains is it all turns into humidity and it becomes absorbed back into the sky. So it makes it so practical to see that water connects everything, because we all ingest water, we all excrete water, water is all around us, there's humidity in the air 24/7. We're always touching some sort of water. So Neptune might be telling Venus to value how much we are connected through water, to value the wisdom that you can gain from water if you set the intention to gain the wisdom from water. And you can do it both ways. You can ask to receive codes from the water, and you can do it any place, anytime, right? You don't have to go to a sacred site where you're sitting in a hot spring. I mean, April, that's super cool that that's happening for you right now. But you don't have to be at a beautiful place to have access to your ancestors' wisdom. It's all cyclical. Everything is everywhere. The water that I'm drinking right now, this is probably Atlantis water. And if we get to decide our own reality, this is Atlantis water. Done. It is so because I say so, and so it is. So if you want access to ancient wisdom, just ask for it. Take a bath. Drink some water. And there you go. And it can go both ways, where if you feel like you've had a profound awakening moment, if you've had some sort of aha, some epiphany, take that energy and think about it the next time you sit on the toilet and say that you want to share that wisdom with the rest of the world, because we're all connected through water. Yes, Mackenzie's talking about the hidden messages in water, written by Masiru Emoto. Yeah, if you guys have never heard of his work, it's very profound. It links science with spirituality. It proves that there's codes hidden in water all the time. Water has memory. Patty, I've been listening to the Algonquin water song after taking a bath. It's so powerful. Thanks for sharing that, Patty. She put the link in the chat. The water sound just started again on your music track when you said that. That's not my music track, that's my sump pump right behind me. There it is. Steve, yes, the body is made of 50 to 70% of water. It's a great book. There's a reason, Greg. There's a reason done if the best aha moments happen on the, yeah. You have your best aha moments in the bathroom, in the shower, right? Shower thoughts are a thing. We started this live discussing watery weather. Thank you for reminding me that, Christine. I was going to mention that as well. A lot of us have rain or snow or precipitation right now. Others are in Florida. You're right by that ocean. Connect with the waters today to connect with that Venus, Neptune in Pisces energy. Becca, of course water could include tears. If you gotta cry, you gotta cry. We were all feeling it last night, apparently. We were all feeling this approaching conjunction yesterday. We were all babbling messes yesterday. Yeah, like crying in awe, right? When you're in awe, you're intaking this mystical, magical experience, and then naturally you cry because you're trying to share it with the rest of the world, right? The rest of humanity, past, present, and future. Card number 2, what other message does Neptune have for Venus? Cosmic ocean. Current dreams, future realities, new beginnings. Water features in the creation stories of countless cultures across the globe, perhaps more so than any other natural substance or mystery. Echoing through these symbolic narratives about the birth of the world is the notion that everything originated from water. Many creation myths speak of life arising from the primordial waters, or the great cosmic ocean. The Rig Veda is the oldest Indian sacred text. It states that creation began with the darkness, where all was an unrecognizable salty ocean. And to the ancient Babylons of Mesopotamia, in the beginning, there was both salty water and sweet water. which merged to create the gods. In many creation myths, transformation and emergence occur in the places where natural elements overlap. While Celtic mythology doesn't have a specific creation story, there is a fable of Eocha, Eiocha, a white mare born from the foam where the sea met the land before time began. This card is one of promise, hope, and new beginnings. What dreams are making their way into your consciousness? What is it that you are dedicated to creating? While the manifestation may not be immediate, time will bring things to fruition. Trust in the whispering dreams of your destiny. Just as the new beginnings of a stream may one day flow into the vast ocean, something new is beckoning to be born. So dare, deep and wide. Dream your future into reality. This card comes with a soul inquiry question. What's the biggest dream you have that even you are yet to admit to? Neptune's telling Venus, girl, you can have whatever you want. Anything that you want to bring into this reality, throw it in the water, trust that it's being birthed, and just have some patience. Just trust that it's coming. Everything is birthed through water. Everything is birthed through the cosmic ocean. We all have precipitation in the sky today. Send your dream out into that. Energetically, I don't know, throw a lasso and like vomit your dreams out into the snow, out into the rain. Whatever you desire right now is for you. You have total ability to bring it into reality. You just have to set the intention out there and then have a whole bunch of patience. You got to set the intention, have a whole bunch of patience. Violet totally resonates in even the milk overflowing. Perhaps you have an overflowing amount of potential in the waters, in your house, in your life, anywhere. Jess says, well, that's definitely my card. Elizabeth loves this. Mimi loves it. Love it, love it. I'm trying to think of how to correlate that because there's something coming to mind and I like tying it to what we're talking about. So what's coming to mind, this is talking about just setting your intention into the water and trusting that it's on the way, trusting that it's going to happen. And lately, within the last couple of months, I'm starting to swallow that the stuff I've been working on for years, it's going somewhere. Like I haven't just been spinning my wheels. It's felt a lot like I've been spinning my wheels, but I can finally see it gaining traction. And so how does that relate to this card? Set the intention. If you want it, speak it. If you want it, say something about it. And then it might take 5-10 years, and that sucks, right? You want it right now, but how powerful is it to know that whatever you desire, it's coming. We just don't know when. That's the most difficult part. If you don't set any intentions into the cosmic ocean, I have another explanation for that. It's like when you go to a restaurant and you tell the server, surprise me. I don't know what I want. Just bring me anything. Is the server excited? Probably not. The server's probably like, I don't know. Here, try this. And then you're not going to be fulfilled necessarily. There is something to the element of surprise, but if that's how you live your entire life, you're leaving it too much to chance. Whereas if you go into a restaurant because, man, this restaurant has the best chicken parm, and I'm going to go get some chicken parm, and you sit down and you say, I want chicken parm. And then maybe it takes an extra 20 minutes because the restaurant's super busy, but you know it's coming, it's on the way. I asked for it, it's on the way. That's the same idea with telling the universe what you want. If you don't tell the universe what you want, it's never going to show up. If you keep it in here, it's never going to show up. But if you state it, if you write it down, if you speak it, if you ask for it in a journal, in a meditation, in a prayer, ask for it, detach. It's going to come in the way that is best for me. April, I give myself a full 360-degree turn, so to say, on a concept for my dreams, which is my business in the arts. And I give that to the universe. This is so on point. I agree, April. Suzanne, that totally resonates. I have been picking up with projects and interests I had decades ago, and they are still there for me, like an ongoing conversation with an old friend, picked up after long pauses. Absolutely. When you're able to, and I mean, you can always take stock of your life right now and remember when what you have now was just a dream, was just a desire. Here's an example. I love this story. I think about it all the time. So, quick timeline. I lost my dad in May of 2015. That following summer, I had to, the lease was up on my apartment. And I was looking for a new place to live. And I found this house for rent on a lake. And I went and I viewed the house, and there were multiple applications in for it. And I just wanted to live on that lake so bad. I envisioned myself kayaking every day, sitting at the lake, viewing it, whatever. And I drove home, and I was like gripping the steering wheel, like crying to my dad, like, Dad, please, I want this so bad. Help me live on this lake. Help me live on this lake. And it didn't happen. The house went to someone else. And I kind of forgot. About that dream. That was in 2016. 2019, my husband and I have another house, a new relationship, right? I was in a different relationship back then. 2019, my husband and I, we've bought our house, we're living somewhere, and he says, hey, it's time to move. And I was like, I don't want to move. And then he shows me the house that we live in now, and it's on a lake. And everything, it all worked out. I wanted that house on the lake so bad, but I wasn't with the right person. That wasn't the right town. That wasn't the right time. But my prayers were heard, and now they've been delivered. Because my life wasn't ready to receive that blessing at that time. I had to get rid of the dude. I had to get rid of some habits. I had to get rid of some lifestyles. And now it's all perfect for right now, you know? So trust that. Anything that you desire is coming for you. Deb says, I asked the universe to clear out all that was not working for me. It was a freaking tsunami. I now add the word with ease. Yes, be specific. I do that as well. Becky, great story. Thank you. I think about it all the time. That's how I remember, like, okay, it's coming. It's coming. What other message does Neptune have for Venus right now, guys? Card number 3 brings us, it's the one that's on the front of the deck. This is the Water Oracle. Psychic abilities, acting on visions, it's destined. Water has long been associated with the feminine mystical arts, with seers, oracles, and psychics, using it to receive visions of the present and future. Scrying is a mystical practice that's been used since ancient times all over the world. It's the art of gazing into something with a reflective surface, including water, to detect messages or visions. The earliest documentation of scrying reaches back to ancient Babylonia. It is believed that the scryer would add oil or flour to a bowl of water and then read the resulting mixture to receive helpful visions. This divination practice is referred to, as leconomacy. Leconomacy. We'll go with that. And it's a form of hydromancy. When the water oracle appears before you, it's a sign that something is destined, written in the stars. Maybe you're living with a question at this moment, or perhaps you've received unexpected guidance to make a change in your life, but you're unsure whether it's in your head or it's your heart talking. The water oracle delivers a message to trust your intuition and the messages and visions you've been receiving. It's a card of confirmation and encouragement to act on your visions and embody your intuition. It can also be a sign that your psychic and intuitive abilities are growing stronger, that you have the gift of clear vision and are being encouraged to work on this craft more deeply. There's a one-sentence affirmation that goes with this card as well. I trust my intuition and act on it with confidence. So the message that Neptune has for Venus is to trust that damn intuition. Neptune's like, I've been in Pisces since 2012. I've been giving you watery, intuitive messages this whole time. Like, it's finally time for you to learn how to listen. It's finally time for you to learn how to value Venus value. Use your intuition as a resource. It's time. Why do we keep questioning our intuition? Because we've been taught that we're supposed to live life in the mind. The mind is small. The mind is limiting. Your intuition is connected to the waters of the world. Your intuition is connected to the energetic grid that connects everything. Your intuition is here to show you the right path, right? But then we let our mind get in here with fear, Becky. We let the mind come in, false evidence appearing real. And you convince yourself, you create a new reality where you say, no, that's not for me. I could never make it. I could never do that. That's too lofty of a goal. That's insane. Whereas if you were to follow your intuition, bring it right back to the beginning, guys. If you were to follow your intuition, someone told me to take a Reiki class. It feels good. I think I can use Reiki. I'm going to follow my intuition and I'm going to walk down that Reiki path. Oh, I get halfway and it's not what I want. Okay, what does my intuition say? I'm supposed to practice channeling now. So, okay, here's a channeling course and I'm going to go down that path. The more you follow what you are guided to do, intuitively guided to do, and I guess, what does that mean? Because it took me a while to get out of my head. I'm still there sometimes. I'm not perfect, but how do you get out of your head? Your intuition speaks in sentences and facts. Your mind, fear, speaks in questions. Take that and see how that works for you. Your intuition says, usually it's like one or two word things. That's how I feel it. If I ask, what action is most in alignment with my highest reality right now? I'll get a message like, rest. I did it before today's session. You know what I got? Speak. Okay. I'm going to speak then. And you can use those words however it comes out. You know, I've told a lot of stories today. I feel like I'm a little bit more talkative today than normal, but that's the intuition I received before this. If you were to ask that question, you receive your answer, right? Like, what's most aligned with my highest energy right now? Speak. Okay. By saying okay, that's trusting your intuition. By saying, what do I talk about? What do I speak about? Am I speaking enough? Should I be speaking this way? Should I be doing it this way? That's when you sabotage your intuition with your mind. Just go with it. Just go with it. Jenny, cool. I'll do it right now. Christine, this is my card. I love it. Rochelle has a scrying mirror. I bought a crystal ball over 6 months ago, and I haven't used it yet. It was the perfect one at the perfect price, and I was like, not yet, but I have it, and I have it. Bonnie, there's a lot coming in. April, thank you so much for your donation. Very much appreciated. Greg says, remember that the becoming is a vital part of the process of manifestation, more important than the actual thing we manifest. Yes. Everything is just a metaphor for what's happening inside of us. Christine, love your stories and positive energy. You must have needed that cry yesterday. I did. Okay, Hydromancy, thank you so much. Greg, 12 years? I just had a major 12-year anniversary last weekend. It's a Jupiter's 12-year cycle. Elizabeth, this is really timely. I feel like the actions need deadlines and goals, so that attaches me to a 3D timeline, but it extracts the fun. Just follow the joy and do what feels right without a deadline. Just move towards the right next step without a calendar attached. Yes, I'm working on finding that balance right now. Lovely, lovely observation, Elizabeth. Becky, whether we finish the original plan or not. Thank you. You're so welcome. Christine loves seeing Piston on the couch. He's the most relaxed, floppy dog. He's so just... What? He's a good boy. He's most cuddly. All right. So what message does Neptune have for Pisces? Work with water. There's codes in water. If you need assistance, tap into water. It's all around you 24/7. We have access to the cosmic ocean. So whatever you desire for your life, drop it in the cosmic ocean. Maybe ask it to be activated by the water codes. Trust that everything is on the way. Why am I drawing such a blank with the water oracle? What did it just talk about? Oh, follow your intuition. Whatever you are being called towards, there's a reason you're being called towards that. Stop sabotaging your life and making it smaller with your mind. Jenny, I made a really big decision yesterday after an intuitive hit. Today, watching TV instead of acting on it. Sometimes you do need to let time catch up. Like you need to process and sink into your new life with your new decision. It can be exhausting also to make such a physical quantum leap for your life to change so much in one day. It's okay to rest. It's okay to give yourself some time to adjust. Artem had my birthday April 1st. What can you see about myself or the changes needed for me? Well, we're doing group readings here, and you came just in time for our last card, so probably this card will have a perfect message for you. So today we are going to use the Work Your Light Oracle for our final culminating card. And the culminating question is, how can this Venus-Neptune conjunction serve our highest good? So if you missed the earlier description, I always record these sessions and I put them up on my YouTube. So if you want to hear more about the conjunction, if you missed it, you can watch the replay later today. But we are pulling one last card. Send your energy into this deck, and we're just asking, how does this conjunction serve our highest good? Oh, I didn't even realize that, Becca. Both decks today are Rebecca Campbell decks. And we're talking about how there's so many Becca, Becky, Rebecca. What's the meaning of the name Rebecca? Okay, how does this conjunction serve our highest good for everybody present? If you guys have been enjoying today's session, if you'd like to offer an energy exchange in the form of a donation, they're always appreciated. If you haven't followed me yet on Insight Timer, please consider doing that so that you can be updated when I post my upcoming classes, or rather when my sidekick Jackie posts my upcoming classes. If you want to re-listen to this video, it's going to be up on my YouTube channel in a few hours. You can just search my name on YouTube. I spell it with a Q. Or you can go into my link tree, which is in my Insight Timer bio, and there's a link to my YouTube right there, along with everything else that I'm up to. Click around, have fun, see what Jackie's life is like. If you are more of a visual person and you just want to read the card descriptions, Bonnie helps me out in the group that I have on Insight Timer. It's called Our Spiritual Community, and you can get to that by going to my Insight Timer bio. There should be a button right when you get there. It says Our Spiritual Community. Yeah, Bonnie helps me there, so the card updates for every reading are there, and it's also just a fun place to connect with like-minded people. So we asked, how does this conjunction serve our highest good? This is great. Elizabeth and Violet, thank you guys for your donations. Very much appreciated. Kay says the name Rebecca is of Hebrew origin, meaning to tie or bind. April says Beck, originally Greek and Latin. Beck meaning beginnings. Are we dropping some beginnings in the cosmic ocean? It's been brutal, and I'm also fully attaching it to the renovation of my mind and how it's been needed to truly make moves in my new reality. Yes, overhauling your physical space is absolutely going to overhaul your internal space. Tracy, thank you so much for your donation. Oh, Violet says it went through Stripe. I hope that's a new thing to avoid the Apple fee. Interesting. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but that would be cool. How does this conjunction serve our highest good? Venus-Neptune conjunction, 28 degrees of Pisces. The message is priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? The priestess is a teacher dedicated to service, freedom, and leadership. You don't need to have it all together to lead. In fact, it helps if you don't. I'm laughing at myself. No one wants a perfect angel who hasn't made any mistakes. Let your life be your message. Don't underestimate the power of sharing your story. It's by hearing someone else's journey that we feel less alone. We realize that we're actually all in this thing we call life together. The difference between a follower and a leader is that a leader has the courage to go first. In stepping out, they shine a light on the path for others to venture forward too. Don't fret too much about trying to work out who is your tribe. Don't get stuck in age, income, hobbies, or occupation. The best way to discover your tribe is to look in the mirror. If you feel called to lead, chances are it is because at some point in your life, you longed for someone to lead you. Your tribe are longing for exactly the same thing as you were and are, and might only be one step behind you. Hell, they might even be right alongside you. You don't need anyone's permission, just the courage to stand up. Embrace your struggles, the peaks, the troughs. You don't need to know the way. Just believe that there might be a different one. Your tribe is waiting for you. Step forward so they can find you. Oh my gosh, Hannah pulled this card this morning and was wondering if I was going to pull the same one. Well, I guess this is a double message for you. There are 2 work your light inquiry questions with this card. How are you being called to step up and lead? How can you be the leader you wish you had? So how does this conjunction serve our highest good? It wants us to lead, valuing surrender, being a leader of surrender, being a leader, and this could be as simple as leading by example. If this card is freaking you out and you're like, I don't want a tribe, I don't want to be responsible for all those people, this literally could be leading by example, by doing what you know is best for you, by surrendering control of something in your life to the divine, and then being that example for the people in your life who haven't figured it out yet. Be the leader, be the first one, have the courage to try. We also talked about spending a momentary vacation, escaping from life this week, going to play in the forest, playing in the snow, jumping in a puddle, manifesting by writing out your dream reality, escape from the 3D density that you've created, and go have fun, detach for a moment. Maybe that is the leadership that people around you are going to say at first, man, she's nuts. Why is she out there with her mouth open in the rain, spinning in circles? What a lunatic. But then they watch you and they're like, you know what, that looks like a lot of fun. I wish I had the courage to do that. Good on her. Or him, whatever. Just because it's priestess doesn't mean it's only for the ladies here. Let's see what you guys are saying. So, April, yes, do not need to have it all together. Love that. Yeah, do not need to have it all together to lead. In the beginning of today's session, when I told you guys that I was crying for an hour last night, 7, 8 of you were like, oh yeah, me too, me too, me too, me too. And who would have spoken up like, hey, by the way, I was crying last night. You know, I don't have it all together. I'm not emotionally stable all of the time. And I do love sharing the stuff that I'm working on because I'm passionate about it, because I'm working on it and I'm finding solutions and I want to share it with you guys. So yeah, you do not have to have it all together to lead. In that flow and openness. Suzanne, there's my personal Chiron conjunction message. Greg, deep message. Dee needed to hear this one. Suzanne, using my wounds as transformation. 100%. You are a master alchemist when you decide that you're a master alchemist. What does that mean? That means turning your wounds into stories, turning your wounds into growth, lessons, teachings. Just the courage to stand up, Greg. Elizabeth, geez Louise, this card is so perfect. Lisa, I love that. Look in the mirror to find your tribe. Everything always starts with us. Elizabeth, lead without self-imposed limits. I like that. Leading from and by your intuition, Greg, yes. Be the leader of your own life. Absolutely. Everything's a metaphor. You're leading others, you're leading yourself. You're leading yourself, you're leading others. Mimi, leading is just like water that always finds a way. Yes, I like that. Hilda, I think by being is the only way to true leadership. Absolutely. Yes, water leads the way. Christine, I love your take on leadership. It speaks to me. Yes. Greg, don't even need to lead others. Just lead ourselves and the rest will follow. Yep. April, just talking to my co-producer, and we realized what we thought was not fully together was more than those we lead. What? We realized that what we thought was not fully together was more than those we lead. It's not making sense in my brain right now. Nadia, leading with authenticity, by authenticity and compassion, 100%. Thank you, Elizabeth. So nice to be here with all of you guys today. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your messages, your comments, your stories. Thank you for your support, for being here with your time. Thank you for your donations. They're always very much appreciated. If you are avoiding the Apple fee, which is whatever, I have a couple extra links in my link tree. If you want to donate through PayPal or Venmo, there's a little support section down at the bottom. I figured I'd offer that option for you guys. I really appreciate that you spend your mornings with me, that you listen to the stuff that I sometimes think I'm crazy talking about, and this feels really good to be here talking about it. I'll be back on Friday this week. On Friday, we're going to talk about Venus entering Aries. So Venus is only going to be in this Pisces sign of surrender for a few more days. Tune in with the watery energies. We still have quite a bit of Pisces energy for the next couple days. Lori says, wow, this really hit me. I have been president of a local nonprofit for a few years and had always thought I didn't know enough. Just lead. What a relief and how exciting. There's the paradox, right? When you start learning things, you realize how much more there is to learn and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know anything. I feel that all the time. I feel that all the time. And then I say, you know what? I know what I know and people are listening to me, so I'm just going to keep talking about it. Amanda, thank you so much for your donation. It's very much appreciated. Have a great day, everybody. Jenny, want to go nap with your dog? He's a really good napper. I use his butt as a pillow a lot, and he doesn't mind, and it's great. Suzanne, I feel less crazy or just the right crazy here with y'all. Love it. All right, guys. Sending love to all. Namaste. I will see you guys on Friday. I hope that video was just as insightful for you as it was for all of us. Darla and I really appreciate you being here with me. Thank you for liking this video, sharing it with a friend who you think would benefit, and subscribing to my YouTube channel. Also, drop a comment and let us know what you got from this video. What was your biggest insight or takeaway? If you want to see what else I'm working on, click on my link tree. It's right underneath this YouTube video. We'll see you next time. Take care.